through the tunnel system and establishing new connections, you've managed to gain a few new powers and a few new feats. You managed to collect yourselves and collect a few new toys for yourselves. While entering into the tunnel systems underground, Morthos helped you guide you down, as most of you could not actually see through the magical darkness. You entered inside and kept running through tunnel systems for about a good short rest. You kept running back and forth, back and forth. Some of you got bounced out, others of you got pushed out, and others still just got kicked out. After a while, a lot of you consumed and collected / gathered a few new toys. After exiting out, wondering what Zen and Cerulean are doing, Cerulean then states, "Well, it's a good thing I set up those protection barriers before you actually did this. But seeing as you decided to do this for a while, next time we come here, I'm going to remove those." As she then states, looking towards the group, but not anyone in particular, seem to not really understand circumstances. Well, not circumstances, more like if you don't get punished, you then continue to place your hand on the stove. In the campfire, they don't have stoves.
If only I had modify memory to where I could modify her memory to make sure she keeps them up and gives us unlimited power.
I mean, you can try.
I'm just kidding. I don't have that spell.
You can try getting it.
That is my wife. Please don't.
But yeah, she basically gave you this one for free, but knowing Cerulean, she would not put up with you guys just running around underneath her home for a good hour.
It's not like she's using it.
She's actually not,
Right.
well, not the way you guys were doing it anyways.
Alright, well, are we ready to head to the capital?
Yes. I believe I stated earlier that I was ready whenever everyone else was. If you're done ransacking my home.
We
You
didn't take
ransacked-
anything.
You probably ransacked it before it became your home, so don't start.
I've not done any such thing.
He really hasn't. Yeah, no. The only one that's actually, air quotes, ransacked the place was when Rusty established his own little room. And even then, that's
Well,
just...
he asked permission.
No, I was about to say, calm down, Q. And even still, they asked permission, and they basically just cornered an entire room. And then just left the stuff there, because it was funnier this way.
It's nicer
Well,
that she had it.
I assume Rusty comes down here to do experiments out of prying eyes.
Experiments, maintenance work, and the like. And
I mean, that's how I built him. He would do that.
and stuff that you can't exactly publicize within Ironworks.
Right, because he was a little loose on that, because he made statements of wanting to experiment on people before too.
Yeah. He's a loose cannon cop that doesn't play by the rules. He's also not a cop. So that's why...
I almost spit my drink.
Good one, Dogman. That was great.
Well. Anyways, Zen then states, alright. Well, first off, if we do decide to go to the capital today, she looks towards the group, not sure if you are. We can deal with my side of the family some other time. The main thing we might want to do is, well, first we need to establish and make sure we hold customs presentable. We need to make sure we go and greet the ruling class within the city. Show them a little face. I think that's how my mother put it. Presenting with a small token of gratitude. And make any connections you need while the police are currently on their way.
They're coming to get you finally, Dogma.
No, but that's the disadvantage and advantage of living near a freeway. I digress. She then states, other than that, if anyone needs to make contacts with anyone inside the city, we should probably do that too.
Well, I was thinking about that. The person Giovanni's looking for you, Zen. If we
Mhm.
make contact with your family first and we can get them to understand, maybe give you some protection while in the city.
She looks towards you and then states, "While that's an idea, it would probably fall under the same scrutiny if you decided to ask your parents for help. Ultimately, you'd be under their whim, and that's the exact opposite of what I want to do."
Right, yeah. Well, I'll never be under my father's whim, no matter what he does.
I mean, you are the current heir to your family's estate.
Well, there's that. There's a thing about that, but I digress.
Did you actually tell Zen about your brother? I believe you did, but I just want to make sure.
No, I've told nobody about the deal I made with my father, with my brother, about my brother.
Okay. Then that is scratching that out. Okay. Afterwards, she would simply just state, we just should be careful in town."
I'm already under his thumb at the moment, Zen. So I mean, there's not much more I can do to what you say. Be under his bearing. And the only way I can get out from under it is do what you did. And at the moment, I don't know people high enough to do that. Know of a person maybe, but he has ties to Giovanni.
I mean, it's not like I'm above my family now. I'm actually far below than I once was.
No, I'm not saying being above them. I'm being, but my thing is I can't be below him for personal reasons because of what I need to accomplish.
She nods, not really understanding, but nods it just to be polite.
Basically, I need a higher standing to do what I want to do to bring forward things against him.
She nods. But afterwards, she then simply states, alright. Besides that, does anyone else need to do something in the capital while we're there?
I think the only thing we have is the Giovanni thing, your thing, my thing, and look into the ties that the well, we know what they're called, right? The insurgency.
The insurgency you know as... Oh man, I changed their name. I have a couple names here, but I believe it was the Broken Order.
I thought that was the Giovanni's group.
Oh wait, which one are you talking? Oh, the
I'm talking about the
Chaos
one that goes
Insurgency.
against the Chaos Insurgency, the one that's going against the Foundation, the people we work for.
Well, your father has ties to them, or at least you believe, based on the information you've gathered. Outside of that, other people could have them, mainly people in power, so it could be the ruling class. Maybe some of the guards in town, the school, if there's a place of worship there as well. Anywhere that has influence against or towards people.
Well, if we go and see my father first, it could take care of two birds with one stone because he has. I've been told by a friend that he is on the verge of crossing that line of working with the insurgency.
You were told a while ago about this, by the way.
Yeah, I was told when I communed at that plant the first
Mhm.
time. And I don't know the outcome yet. Don't know whether he has crossed that line or not. But it's the same thing. I mean, we can go after deal with my father. We can deal with your things in. We can deal with Giovanni. It's just a toss up. I mean, everything has importance. It's just what we deem priority first.
She simply nods, but then states, "So, well, if we don't have anything specific, we might as well get there." She looks towards Ray. Then, where exactly are we popping into? I know Cerulean stated we could go and come from the bridge area. I believe you stated that you have one in the middle of town, and your school.
Yes. Is there one you would prefer to use?
Um, Probably the middle of town because we're actually supposed to meet a contact for the organization there.
True. That and the fact that if you decide to pop into your school is then responsible for all of you, which means you then tie your school into the fray. So, for
For anything
example,
we
if
do.
you blow up half the town, yeah.
So
Looks at old.
How much C4 am I carrying again?
A
A
lot.
lot. I think you have like 8, maybe 10 charges?
Yeah.
I think he had more than
Is that
that.
all?
I thought he had more than that.
At one point, but I'm not sure how much he's currently carrying.
and he does have now
Yeah, nope, 10
75
charges right now.
Okay. And then he has those grenades that I gave him.
I have a few different types of grenades. I have flashbangs. I've got explosive rounds. I've
You
got
also
taser
have-
rounds.
Elemental charge rounds. Which
He
is
has
what I
the
have in my
round-
notes.
The thing, that he press a different part and it does a different effect.
Yeah, elemental charge rounds. It's,
Okay.
It's what I have in my notes. You could have called them something else. I'm bad with names. But Cerulean then states, so, middle of town then.
Okay. It'll take me a few minutes to get it set up. If you're gonna use any disguises while we're there, maybe use this time to get them ready.
Yeah, I need to disguise.
Alright, remember that Zen did collectively gather and distribute out scarves of disguise.
So I would use mine.
Alright.
Is there
Um,
anywhere in particular you'd like me to put the portal, Cerulean?
I don't believe so. Do you plan on keeping it here permanently?
No.
Then
Just-
anywhere should be fine.
Okay.
Zold is gonna use the Scarf of Disguise to make himself. He's gonna keep his height the same, worried about like not being able to like deal with being short. So he's gonna make himself look like a noble elven gentleman with like greens and reds.
Interesting. Okay.
He's
So-
not gonna do a thing with hers. She's gonna stay the same because people know her there.
Okay, so Martha's is disguised, Zold's disguised. What about you, Ray?
Yeah, she'll be using a disguise too.
Okay. So basically everyone except for Q. Yeah. No, Zen would also not be disguised because she has to deal with things her own way. Cerulean would be disguised though. There's no going around that. Actually, I'm gonna roll 2 things. Zen is now disguised after communicating and basically arguing with Cerulean.
And I'll have Peep shrink down
All right.
and just put him on my shoulder.
You shrink him down to the point where he is now the size of a golf ball. He is heavily condensed and weighs around 20 pounds.
Easy.
A strength of 18. He's on your shoulder, but currently...
Right.
All right.
Nice. Ray turns invisible.
After a while, you manage to finish off the circle spell. Ray begins to flicker in and out of existence while they try to get the disguise just right. If you want, Ray, next session I can probably make you a flip token. Well, anyone. It goes for anyone. That way you don't have to keep exporting and then importing the image.
Yeah, probably best for me because I can't do that with my internet.
I mean, I think only the GM can do that.
Yeah. Well, I meant exporting and importing. My internet is horrible.
Oh, yeah. So just send me links to images and I'll make tokens and then I'll make you guys flip tokens.
Okay, my internet's stable again. I can talk.
Okay.
I didn't want a robot on y'all.
That's fine.
Well, seeing as everybody's changing, Q's going to change her appearance and change into Can you hear me or am I roboting?
I can hear you.
Alright, let me see. Let me find the picture of what she's gonna look like.
I mean, you can just give a description. I can't do it right now.
No, I'm saying it's red-haired, it's head, female, human,
All right.
and as soon as the image loads, I don't know if it's loaded on. Nope, it's not. But yeah, just a red and simple clothes. Not much.
Mm-hmm. Right, then I believe that is everyone disguised. Currently marking your tokens that are not on this map. Because you know who you are if you're disguised on the map you're on. Alright. After finishing off the spell and everyone getting disguised and ready, Q eventually succumbing to everyone else's disguise, so might as well do it themselves, succumbing to peer pressure. The portal is now standing. You have, I believe, a minute to jump in if you decide to jump in.
Yeah, go in.
Yeah.
Alright. People begin to jump in to and fro. Afterwards, teleportation circle is cast, and you all jump, skip, and a hop to the next city.
Yay, we finally made it.
After 20 long years, you managed to get into town.
Not our fault you kept giving us interesting things.
I'm gonna say fair, but I am super judging.
And you have to judge yourself as well.
Yeah. Let's see here.
Can I have my new little friend be invisible?
Invisible or visible?
Invisible.
Yeah, that's an easy enough thing to do. Marker for invisibility. I am going to go with the eye icon. I think you can actually do it too. For some reason, it zoomed me the heck out.
I'm the only one not here. And then insert.
No, you're there.
Yeah.
Nah, I'm missing.
It doesn't want to let me do anything with that token.
Oh, I think I copied it when you just placed the image. Let me just get rid of it.
Internet. It's a different hotspot. If it'll-
Okay. With any luck, Q will come back to us. But I mean, in the meantime... Oh, wait, this is the capital. That was the school's music. Da-da-da-da-da. Day and night sounds appropriate, but I forgot how it sounds. It's not appropriate, but I am already in the game. Entering Teta City after a magical spell continues and connects into the city's capital. You jump out as soon as you jump back in. Around you and surrounding you seem to be 4 individual non-complacent guards. To your parent south is also an individual who has a bright, brimming smile, crooked teeth, a strange garb. Where is Zen? Zen has a new token. Entering into the fray, you do see that the strange guard is looking at you. Oh wait, this guard actually does have a name tag, so you can actually just see his name. Looking around, you do see that he has a almost welcoming sign on his chest lapel, just stating his name as Magnus. Looking towards you, you do see that he comes towards you and simply states,
"Welcome to the capital. Now then, since you decided to enter into this fray, I assume you're ready for their inspection."
Can y'all hear me?
yes.
See,
I'm just gonna kind of nudge Zold and do kind of not hide it, but kind of motion for the forget me juice.
he'll hand some over. He's
No, meaning you use it.
oh, okay.
While you're suggesting this, around you stand 5 total guards. 2 guards talking with 3 farmers. 2 guards to the west. 2 guards to the east. Looking at the water, for some reason, just eyeing the water suspiciously. 2 guards to the north, eyeing the water suspiciously, as well as the incoming bridge. And to the most of you that have 15 and above passive perceptions, adventuring group, more or less, the way they look. Except for the one in the middle that seems to resemble a human, seems to have garb similar to a guard's. While you're talking amongst yourselves, you do, however, then hear somewhere in the distance. You're not exactly sure what that is, but the guards look around themselves and then look back to doing their jobs.
What was the sound again?
A minute later, you then hear the sound again. And then Magnus is just looking at you guys.
Pish posh, yes. What is that unsavory sound, young man?
He's actually older than you, but you say it anyway.
I'm currently looking like an elf. I could be fuck old.
Oh yeah, that's right. Well, he then looks towards you. Curious why you would not know that, but who knows, maybe you're from your own city block. So he then simply states,
All right. That itself would be I believe they called it the engine drive. Or the engine that's driving? Not really sure, not part of my purview.
The unsavory sound. Come then, be quick. I have things to do, people to meet.
Right, the inspection. Should we perhaps move somewhere else so we aren't in the way other people decide to come through?
No. While you're here, you're making sure that if we need to get you out of the city, we can simply teleport you out without you running amok, you destroying a bridge, you destroying and killing civilians. It's safer this way. Safer for us and potentially safer for you.
Fucking hate when I do this. I just lit a second cigarette and I still have the other one lit.
Good job.
Come on, then. Let's get this over with.
Right
Again,
then.
things to do.
Men,
And then you see the men coming in to inspect you. Do any of you guys try to hide any of your stuff?
As soon as the one gets to me, I'm gonna be like, egad, you smell. Sir, before you proceed any farther, I must put some perfume on you. Your unsavory hands, if they sully me before my performance, I shall be laughed out of the room.
At
And I'm
first,
gonna-
I thought you were going to say, before you touch me with your unsightly hands, I must chloroform you.
And I'm gonna spray it, and I'm gonna like hold out the forget me not as though it's perfume.
Go ahead and roll persuasion. You don't seem to have any markers indicating any, what's it called, status or title. So you would just have regular persuasion. It's pretty good.
I'm pretty sure that's good.
All right. He just goes, sorry, sir. I don't know if you describe yourself as a man or a woman. You're just not sure. It's what I remembered.
Elves.
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 You're
Could
just
be either one.
androgynous. It could go either way. Quite true. You just spray him heavily. He's not exactly sure what he's doing. I'm rolling something.
And,
Don't worry about it. Okay, go ahead.
Like take his hands and like put it like on my shoulders and be like, "You found nothing, yeah?"
Yeah. Then Magnus looks towards his man when he inspected you. What are you talking about? You haven't even started yet. Oh, I didn't? Pretty sure I
I'm
did.
gonna spray Magnus with mine and tell him, yes, he did.
So you're just gonna spray him without trying to persuade him?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You just spray him and then you just say yes, you did. Gonna
Yes,
roll
you have
something
searched
again.
all of us.
Magnus then goes, huh. Then his guard next to his left flank then states, sir, we haven't actually started yet. We've been expecting the Tiefling and the Aasimar, but everyone else seems to have just sprayed us with their cologne.
Man, you must understand that some things are above your pay grade, and when people talk in code, you should follow suit.
Roll intimidation.
Also, isn't the tiefling disguised?
Yeah, tiefling's disguised.
Specifically,
Zen.
I said Zen is a Tiefling and Cerulean's is an Aasimar.
I didn't hear that part.
Oh,
Well, specifically,
you were-
I pointed.
Yeah.
So yeah, Zen's token hasn't even loaded for me. That's why I was wondering.
Oh, that's weird.
Yay.
14. He's a well-trained guard, so he just looks at you and then states, "Sir, I believe we need to get the mage here." That man again.
You should really listen to your boss. Some things are far above your pay grade.
Right, sir, we should do this soon. You then see Magnus go into his pocket, crush something in it. You can clearly hear a visible crushing sound. And then you just hear the same crushing sound roughly 15 feet away from you. The mage was just standing right there. The human that was inside the middle of the group then comes over, brings in the woman to his south,
and then states, "Everything all right, Magnus? These people seem to have done something with our minds. It's possible that they're using magic, or I'm not sure. It could be that supposed science the new folk in town
Magic.
are."
Magnus, excuse me. Do you know the Bishop family?
Looks towards you and then just looks away, because you do not look like a bishop, so why would he care? Then states, "So we need to make sure they're not messing with anyone."
I'm gonna pull out my family emblem, one of the ones I have, because I have the one on the cloak, and then I have another one in my pocket.
And it seems here we also have someone that might be a retainer or that has attacked the bishop estate.
Attacked.
After you examine them, please bring him in to the captain of the guard so we can discuss further
I'm gonna drop my
inclinations.
disguise.
Miss Bishop. A pleasure.
Uh-huh.
Mage,
in ruin.
do you mind examining them and making sure that her family is contacted after they go to the captain's office? I suppose. Looks towards the human-like man. The man nods and then looks towards the group. Do you guys mind if, then Magnus states, "Do it if they mind or not."
I'm gonna mumble under my breath, talking to Mab. What can I do to make them to go away?
You could have come here as yourself, shown your badge. Otherwise, this seems highly suspicious. And it made things worse when you did this in an entire group full of people that seemed to be jumpy. So if you can go back in time, that's a great thing to start with. You can also perhaps call your father, and then let dear old daddy do things for you. That's your second question, by the way. One more to go. She begins to cast something. She still asked you guys, but unfortunately she is still going to have to do it. You then see her eyes change not a cerulean blue, but she has ember eyes, and then it turns into a hazel. Afterwards, it turns into a pitch fiery red as she examines each of you. And then she points towards her captain, and then begins to gesture something in what appears to be, if any of you have it, thieves' cant. No thieves'
Nope.
None of us have that. That's only rogues.
cant. That's true. The captain then the other man then nods and then looks towards the rest of you. Then states, "All right, I'm afraid you all seem to have contraband around you. Please put everything in the bag." He then produces a bag and puts it on the ground in the middle of the group.
What contraband do you speak of?
It seems that you have solidified sulfur on your person that has an explosive punch to it. All of you seem to have weapons of high dangerous value. There are some things that she could detect on you, but couldn't exactly pinpoint anything, so we want to be careful. Please have any weapons or contraband that is not necessary for your current excursions, including monetary value, placed inside this bag of holding place.
To the other guards, are they looking in our direction, or are they just kind of looking away, busy?
It's the type of thing when you know someone's in trouble, so you look from time to time but aren't focusing in. Like, think middle school, you just see a person in the background just looking at you, just thinking, oh, they're gonna get it, but not interacting unless they get in trouble too.
So you expect us to simply hand over items that are more valuable than your entire yearly salaries combined, with no assurances we'll get them back?
We will have a record kept. Oh wait, this is the man. We will have a record kept. We will make sure that you have items to recall them once you decide to leave, and we can extract them for you. But otherwise, you are considered a viable threat.
This isn't really my style anyway. And I'm gonna drop the disguise. I claim passage under Lady Annabelle Blackwood.
I'm afraid Lady Annabelle Blackwood has her own things to do and does not sully herself with the establishment here. You know that your mother does have, from time to time, worked with everyone else. She herself has access to whatever she decides to do, but you don't. However, you present yourself with enough dignity that you yourself could bypass some of the laws, but not your entire group. I'm afraid your name doesn't outstretch to anyone else except maybe Cerulean. Go ahead and roll persuasion. No advantage, because, well, she wouldn't talk about a potential weakness in her life unless she really had to. She's very tactful. Tactics. Looking towards Zold, looking towards the no longer elf, he then looks towards you and simply states, well, if you're gonna go and run underneath Lady Blackwood's name, he does still leave the bag there. He's not gonna not tell you guys not to put stuff inside. That's a lot of negatives. Then presents you with a emblem marker to indicate who you're currently representing in town. You sully her name, you sully her name. It's up to you what you decide to do with said protection, though. Alright, it seems that one of you has access to the city, but the rest of you do not. Unfortunately, Zold, you did not roll well enough to also protect your significant other. And unfortunately, the way Q did things, she would have to specifically call in her father to sweep this under the rug, which means that all of you would then be tied to things.
Well, if this is how you want to do things, I'll just be on my way then. Send me back from whence I came.
Alright, anyone else?
I'm with them, so I might as well leave as well. No need to claim protection.
Very good. He doesn't take the marker away from you, so you can come back in town and use the marker. It just means that you're now in town. If you decide to, I don't know, shank someone in the middle of the street, you will face consequences.
I'll
To
toss
a
it back
degree.
to him. I don't want it.
Okay.
Ray's gonna look at Zold and shake her head.
Alright, you do so, and Magnus then looks towards this individual, and then he states, well then, it seems that they do not want to be in this city. Then the man looks towards the group and then states, that's alright then. You then see his pitch and tone of voice change, and then simply states, oh well, too late now. They're already in the city, and they could be a potential threat. That being said, he then looks towards the rest of you. I'm afraid I will... It's gonna sound weird. I am not going to lie. Touch you each on the shoulder.
If you do anything so much as without sending us back, I will construe it as a threat to me and my friends.
And why do you need to touch us?
Oh, I need to divine something.
How
No.
about no?
Not gonna.
Anything
I'm
you wish to
going-
ask, you could ask.
I'm going to release the presence. I'm gonna push him, like walk into his space to get into the middle.
Okay. This would be considered a push attack. So athletics versus their athletics or acrobatics.
I'm not threatening pushing. I'm just trying to squeeze through.
Yeah. But you're basically body checking him. It's not an attack, but you're still trying to move him. Okay. I'm gonna roll something invisibly because I do not want you to see his stuff. Okay, he failed anyways. Looking at this, you body check him and he still touches you because you touched him. That sounded weird, but get used to it. You body check him out of the square, not to threaten him, but you do that. Afterwards, you then feel a sensation of wrapping around your body, similar to how Mab wrapped around you, but more human. You then
Oh
feel
shit!
presence.
What does Mab do?
You then feel a presence inside yourself look towards you and smile with a almost Grinch-like grin, to a point where it is disturbing the heck out of your mind. The individual that you pushed over to the sign then states, "Yeah, alright then, that seems easy enough. Let's see here. Based on the circumference of what you guys are likely to do, I see no real reason why you can't enter inside the city. You will have to talk with the captain, but other than that, you should be good to go." Magnus then states, "What exactly That is not for you to know."
This is the mage doing it?
No, this is actually the mage's superior. Well, you believe superior. Yeah, actually, Ray. Pretty spot on. But then he recollects himself and begins to collect the bag that's on the ground. And then speaks in the same manner you first saw him in. Alright, then that seems easy enough. Right. Seems based on this one, I should not need to gather your things. That being said, keep a watchful eye of everything else. Mind the water, mind the area, and do not cause any disturbance.
Is there something in the water?
Oh my heavens, yes. I believe they called it the engine is currently being worked on underneath the surface, so from time to time, these things known as, I'm not exactly sure what they were, to be perfectly honest, but almost ghoul-like contrapted humanoids come out of the water and begin to attack anyone that's around it. So the guards are stationed from place to place wherever there's water to make sure that no one dies. While he's
Do I know what this engine is?
No, it's actually fairly new. Immediately, however, when he finishes that, you see one of these things in the corner of your vision come over. It begins to frantically go towards this area. However, the guards begin to circle it and begin to attack it. Like that one over there. There are dangers in the city other than those, however. I believe Magnus has stated that new scientists have entered inside the fray. So some of their contraptions do go haywire. If you do manage to shop in town, I'm afraid the things that you have are likely the only one of their kind here, unless you are royalty or have connections. I'm afraid no one without an established title or an established repertoire wouldn't have little to no value in their shops. There are things you can get, but it all depends on the merchants, if they allow you in or not.
So they're a bunch of assholes.
He looks towards you and nods. Yes, a lot of them are assholes.
Fair enough. Morthos just gonna go back to playing with the.
No need to mention anything to my father. I'll be visiting him soon.
Oh, no, I am not going to speak with your father. I'm just stating that eventually you will have to speak with the captain of the guard, your superior. As this is stated, Q, you're looking at the people, the guards that are attacking this thing. They managed to take it down and then just drag the body in the water again and then unceremoniously dump it inside.
Could I identify what the creature was?
Sure, go ahead and roll nature. They then go back to harassing this group of farmers.
Yeah, that seems something these guys would do.
Yeah.
They probably brought something suspicious into town, like crops.
No, bananas.
Oh, even worse.
A boatload of
Cabbage.
bananas.
How
If it
could
was
you
cabbage, it would be hell on earth if it was cabbages.
How could you trust anything so yellow?
Specifically, they brought. Well, you can overhear this conversation. It's perfectly fine. Specifically, the farmers brought in what appeared to be 5 wagons bursting full of bananas to someone in town, and they're currently investigating what exactly they're doing. And there's a lot of paperwork. However, that aside, you do see that the creature seems to be not natural. So, but it does seem to be humanoid-ish. It doesn't seem to be anything that you know of, but the closest thing you can think of, based on the natural state of it, is a water genasi, but altered.
Magnus just feels a slight coldness on his neck as ice appears out of nowhere.
Does Q need to be able to see what they're freezing?
Technically,
Fine, his hair.
that's perfectly fine. Well, you need to see the person so you can do it the back of his neck or whatever we're doing.
Fine.
So whatever
Back of his neck.
you just have to see the thing.
He gets like
Yeah.
block of ice in his thing that slides down his back.
He doesn't move, but he does seem to be agitated. The person that was speaking to you then goes, "All right then, if you decide to actually stay in town, feel free to. Otherwise, you can hop back to wherever you came from or hop to a different destination. My suggestion would be to Hythe. It seems to be lovely this time of year."
Where?
He said Hythe. Hythe is a port city, roughly 30 miles to the west.
Yeah, but that's not here, and so not where we need to be.
He then states, "I go by Vash. If you need anything else, just let me know." Come along, Emil. He then states to the sorcerer. What was that?
Said in other words, don't ever bother with him again until we kill him.
If you want.
I mean,
He's just doing his job. The only one that was kind of an asshole was Magnus.
he wanted to touch us,
He wanted to divine to
And he
see what you were
violated
doing.
Q.
right?
Technically, Q violated him.
He was the one that used the magic violating on her.
He told you what he was doing. Q body blocked him. But whatever.
Sorry.
We should get going. Regardless, we have things to do.
You
Let's
do see
talk
that
to the
Magnus is
captain.
moving to block you or stop you, but he's not getting out of your way. The guards then go back to sentry points.
I'm gonna walk through Magnus.
Yeah, I was just about to say Q's gonna just like on purpose and on anything shoulder clip him.
Okay, that's easily enough done. He's actually in a defensive stance, so if you do decide to body check him out of the way, that would be considered an aggressive attack.
So
He
do
just
we
gets
know?
colder. He just starts to feel colder and colder as he's been dealing with us.
Hmm.
The longer he deals with us and stays within sight, he's gonna slowly get colder and colder.
Do we know which direction the rest of the city is in?
South.
Okay.
You know, to the north, well, technically, south is entering the city, but specifically the map is flipped upside down. It just looks better this way.
So, are we going to go see my father or the other two, one of the other two things we got to deal with?
Well, which one is the most pressing?
Honestly, if I had to say, everything's equally pressing to me.
I'm gonna just start walking towards through the city, and I'll redon my disguise as I walk through the gate.
Okay. You can tell that while you're walking to the gate, the man that was talking with you, Vash, just waves at you.
He's
Something
probably
you'd like to
on
talk
it.
to us about?
Just waves. You can talk to him if you'd like.
Was it a kind of a hey come over here wave or a see you later wave?
Roll insight.
Yeah, I was gonna ask the same thing.
Yay.
Could I roll or no?
Yeah, anyone that saw this, and he was specifically showing you him waving. Zolden Q, you can tell it's more like a come here if you want to speak. Like, he did say and invite you, hey, if you want to talk, feel free to talk. Name's Vash, so just let me know. But specifically Zolden Q, you remember that Morthos had a contact that was going to meet you at the side of the gate.
Assuming the rest of us would notice these two walking away.
Yeah. Ray, it is not, but I really should have made that joke.
Vash the Stampede. That's great.
Entering into the fray, everyone begins to maybe tussle with these guys. Vash looks towards the rest of you. I am the good man. And then simply states, oh, well, this is a predicament, isn't it? I was here to make sure I met you all, and then you decide to pick fights.
He had it coming.
More or less.
There'd be bodies on the ground if they were picking fights.
Fair enough.
And it wouldn't be ours.
He waves his hand, kind of gesturing, maybe, maybe not. He is kind of strong. So he could probably take one of you. My guess is that one over there points towards, he points towards specifically, Arceus' character.
It looks probably like a little farm hand.
Mm-hmm.
Because he still hasn't revealed himself.
That is true. But he then digresses. But that's besides the point. Now then, based on what I divined off of this one, looks towards Q, I believe that you are the team I'm supposed to wait for. They weren't exactly
Yes.
supposed to have a mage here, but unfortunately, I have to bring my group wherever I go because apparently this city doesn't allow. He goes on a tangent where they don't allow Dragonborn, Drow, halflings, whatever this guy is, without being supervised for about 10 minutes. But then he stops. Right, sorry. You're probably wondering what I'm here for.
Yeah, you're supposed to be helping us get a little more information about what's happening.
Right. Well, basically everything seems to be going amok. Not exactly everyone, but some people seem to be losing their own magical power inside the area. Some people rumored that it is the supposed engine they're creating underneath the water. Some people believe it is the strange scientists that are now inside the city that are doing dark arts. Some people believe it's the church, like always. Cerulean also nods. But then Vash states, besides that, though, if you need anything else, more information on something specific, just let me know.
I mean, to be specific, you do actually need to speak with the captain now that Magnus saw me stating that you need to do it. But they seem relatively nice. Q, you know they're more or less nice whenever you come back. He then states, so go in, go out, and that's basically what will happen. They might get you to do a simple job, like go and collect this package and deliver it here, or go and help out 5 grandmothers inside the city. Help them, he then states, not actually kill them. It's not that type of work.
We don't always kill stuff.
Looks towards the memories he divined through Q. About half and half, actually.
Just kind of look at the back of Zold's head.
I'm pretty sure if you divine things through Zold's eyes, you get like some version of shell shock.
Yeah, it's a good thing he didn't view through your mind. He only did get... well, he'll explain it himself. I did only get a fraction of memories. Just surface level things, nothing too deep. I'm not going to pry into your own things. Everyone has a skeleton or 2 inside their room. Sometimes it waves at you. Sometimes you give it a high five.
I'm leaving.
So how deep were Zold's memories of his time with Cerulean?
Oh, I didn't touch him. I didn't divine through him. As Zold leaves, Cerulean also leaves as well.
Well, will we be able to reach you on the bracelets?
I'll turn mine on.
Yes. You can also come here for the rest of the 24 hours now that I'm stationed here. He sighs. But after that, you can find me in the guard tower or somewhere in town. I'm usually drinking. Then looks towards his team. We're usually drinking.
Everyone has a vice.
Oh no, this is a full-on problem.
Morthos is just gonna walk away, kind of tossing Peep up in the air and catching him.
Emil then looks towards Vash, whispers something, but you can easily hear it. Do you know what that is? I do not. It looks like a slime. You think we can get one? Probably, but not that one. He seems attached to it. Well, I haven't seen anything like that. We might not be able to get one. Well, that's perfectly fine. I might be able to conjure up something. Now, tell me, Edison looks towards Dragonborn. Can you summon something? I believe I can make something. Necromancy again. Necromancy again. Go on as you head into town. Or you can continue to talk with them. It's up to you, honestly.
I'm pretty much done with them.
That's fair. They are... well, he specifically is a handful.
Now I have someone else that might try and take Peep from me. It's another name for the list.
To be perfectly honest, she just wants a pet. She doesn't want specifically Peep. She just finds it adorable.
What's the one? Nomel?
I think so.
Yeah, she's the one that's on the list for sure.
Oh no, she specifically is dead set on getting Peep.
Yeah, she's on the list.
Okay, for some reason, the rest of your tokens didn't want to transfer. Unless you can see them?
Nope.
Nope, I just see myself, Zold, and Q.
Okay, going back to the Gate City. You all managed to easily enough get there without too much of a problem. Morthos, Zen, and Cerulean begin to talk in the distance about something. At least until I copy and paste them in. I don't know why you didn't want to go with them.
Discussing keeping Peep safe from others.
That's fair enough. Oh, I think it's doing it now.
I see myself now.
No, I'm just wondering why there's 2 dragons. I don't know.
Because I can't control the other one.
That is so weird.
Zen's token finally loaded.
Hooray! You're also on a different map, so that's probably what happened. But basically, Vash is your current contact in the city. Apparently, people's magic has been going haywire, or at the very least, it's not been working properly. Some people blame the new scientists in the city, some people blame the church. Or the engine underneath the water that is currently being constructed. But you're on a simple street entering inside the city gates. Over to your right, you do see 2 guards just eyeing the new group in town. For the further south, you do see what appears to be a woman being accosted by 2 other guards. And further down south, you just see 2 other guards. This is a little much for the city normally. There's maybe like 1, 2 max normally walking down the street, but these people seem to be stationed or positioned inside areas that could see traffic. Do you continue forwards?
Yep.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Okay.
Might as-
Easily enough, you continue forwards and you head into the deeper reaches of the city. Where exactly are you going? Go ahead and discuss it amongst yourselves while I take 5 to give my cat medicine.
So
Oh
we're
my
here
God.
mostly
You
to
can also
deal
take
with.
5.
We're here mostly to deal with Q's and Cerillion's issues.
You mean
And
Zen?
And Cerulean.
Zen,
All
Cerulean,
three.
and Q. Yeah.
I didn't know Cerulean had issues.
She married Zol. Of course she does.
You gotta give Ray that one. That was good.
Mhm.
um,
Yeah.
Well, we
I-
should probably
like-
head to the guardhouse first.
I have no intention on going to the guardhouse.
I didn't know Cerulean had issues. That's legitimately that wasn't being trying to be.
I mean, I think all of us have some connection to the capital in some
I don't.
shape or form. Huh?
I don't.
You do, unfortunately. I'm hoping not to bring it up.
So I'm definitely the +1 on the capital trip. So I think we just need to make an order of whose issue seems most like start investigating everyone's issues, and then order the list by urgent to least urgent, and then take care of them in that order.
Well, mine and Zen's urgent. The only way to investigate it is to go.
Here's an idea. We split up again.
Great idea. I've heard horror stories of groups splitting up and never regrouping.
It always works in Scooby Doo.
What's this?
And we could do it so long as we don't get in too deep any which way, and we ensure that we have a place to meet up, and we all meet up at the certain time.
But that's. But you also gotta take into consideration. Yes, but the unexpected could always happen.
For sure.
Okay, so which of our issues can we put off for?
Well, Zen said we could put hers off for a little bit. So, Q's issue deals with the organization also. So I feel like that could be a major one.
Yeah, I'm thinking we should probably check out Q's issues first.
Well, I guess we're off to meet my parents and my brothers.
So you're gonna go see the wizard? The wonderful Wizard of Oz?
Da-da-da-da-da-da. All we have to do is follow the yellow brick road.
No, all we have to do is talk to Ray.
Yes, I am the only wizard.
Ever.
Yes.
Okay.
I would say probably that would be our best bet, is to go check on that situation.
Okay, y'all are gonna have to give me a minute. I gotta prepare myself for this. I haven't been home in a while. Kind of left on bad terms.
Also, I'm going to try and keep this, like I'm saying, as quietly enough, only the group will hear. I need to try and keep my disguise up, because let's just say there's some negatives of the church being involved with anything, and me.
Sterling nods in agreement.
Q kind of
It
mumbles, "Fucks the church."
I think regardless, we'll have to investigate what's going on with this engine as well while we're here.
Well, I feel that it probably deals with what we're going to possibly find out with the noble.
Oh yeah, if it's something doing, my father's probably got his hand or two in it.
Sticky
He's
fingers.
very ambitious.
Okay. So you're home?
I guess.
All right. While you're heading that way, go ahead. I think someone had a 22. Passive perception.
I have a 24.
Okay.
20.
Zola
I'm
has
the
a
low one.
20 or 21 or
22.
22. I can't remember.
Yeah.
In the distance.
But yeah,
In the distance, most of you do hear something rumbling and growing in power. You can't quite see it or look at whatever the thing is, but you do know it's heading in your direction, and the thing is massive. You do also hear the sound again, but lighter. For whatever that's worth. But it's also rapidly doing it rather than just once every couple minutes.
no one seems to be panicking though.
You can hear it from a while away. These guys probably can't.
Right.
The girl with the big ears, can she hear it?
The girl with the big ear seems to be similar to how cats, when they hear a sound in the distance, turn their ear towards the direction and it flips. But she's currently being held up by guards.
Oppressed?
What?
Oh, are you speaking with that woman? Oh, never mind.
What's the problem going on here?
As you go and collect yourselves in the guards, Morthos stays in the background to make sure he doesn't get in trouble.
I am not at my computer at the moment.
I will drag you with the rest of the group. As you go around speaking to the woman in the distance, you then come up with the rest of the guards. As you state what's going on here, the guard simply looks towards you and then states, are you an elf again?
Yes.
Okay. Looking towards you, and he simply states, this woman is currently being investigated as per usual. I'm assuming you're not from here. Often than not, we do have to do mandatory inspections from time to time, randomly. The woman then states, I get it. I know what's going
interrupt
on,
before
but
she-
that's not really the issue right now. I am...
I told you to meet us
Telling-
at the gate. I mean, how hard is that?
Q, are you currently disguised?
No, I'm full on myself.
Okay, the guard then looks towards you and then states, Miss Bishop, if she's part of your repertoire, then do be careful. For some reason, she keeps giving off some type of unpleasantness.
Well, I apologize for that. I'm here now, so you may be on your way.
Right. Come along, Reginald. Sure thing, Bartholomew.
What kind of unpleasantness?
What are you just? Oh wait, you're a human.
Yep.
Just looks towards you, and he simply states. Bartholomew looks towards you and simply states, "The usual kind. We're just making sure that she is not a problem." As they begin to walk away, not Q. The woman then states, "That is not." Oops, I turned them around. Then instead of moving Cerulean, that is not the point. I was trying to make sure that we clear
Yeah,
the area.
yeah,
I'm
yeah.
sure you think you're doing the right thing.
Talking
Wait,
about
are
the
you
sound
talking
in
about
the
the noise in
distance?
the distance?
Looks toward you. Okay, good. I'm not the only one hearing this thing. For some reason, I keep hearing a wave pattern of footprints coming towards our direction. I can't tell
And
what it
you've-
is, but it doesn't feel normal.
That engine thing, probably.
And you've been here a few days, have you? It's not normal.
A day and a half when I came in from the gate. No, not gate. From the bridge. I heard some strange contraption, and they told me it was some top secret thing, and I should mind my own business. But this doesn't sound the same thing.
Everyone, let's put off the family reunion for a bit and check this out before something bad happens. If
What
that's all right.
direction is it coming from?
From the current map, northeast.
From the water?
No, actually from the streets. So, do you guys just wait here?
No, I'm gonna walk towards the sound.
Yeah, I think it's for the best that we investigate this before doing anything else.
Okay.
I'm gonna look at the cat-like girl, and are you use any skills when in trouble?
I'm a performer. I came here to make a little bit of change, but looks towards the guards. It was confiscated when I came into town.
I'm gonna give her.
They seem fond of that.
I'm going to give her the symbol, my loose symbol, the one that's not holding my cape together, the loose one I have,
Mhm.
and tell her to go to the palace, show them this, and have them escort you to my. Basically, telling her to go to my house and stay there. Use this to get permission and passage.
Oh, she doesn't see any malice towards you, but she simply states, thanks, but aren't you gonna need it?
I point to the one clipped to my cloak.
Oh, well, I guess I'll get my things from the orphanage. I was helping out there for, room and board.
That's fine. Just
Mostly,
right.
the people in town didn't want to do business, so I couldn't exactly rent a room, even if I had money.
It's fine. Just show that, and you'll be let through. You should.
As
Have
this
no
goes
problem.
on, the conversation continues. You can hear that the weird sound begins to rapidly continue towards you,
All right.
louder.
Now go now, and then I'll start moving at a faster pace towards the sound.
Okay.
Yeah, let's get going.
You shoo her away. She might
In a
be at your
nicely
house.
manner.
Yeah.
And
I get it.
nice manner.
She might be at your house later, but that's a
It's a
problem.
Gundam. It's a Gundam.
Sorry. On our way there, I'm gonna cast Long Strider on myself just to make myself a little bit faster.
Mm-hmm. As you begin to cast Longstrider, people begin to look out. Ray shouting out it's a Gundam because that's something she heard in class one day. Like a bull in a china shop, this raging mechanical bull rushes through this china shop and peers through and enters into the next plate of the street. I want everyone to go ahead and roll turn order soon.
Oof.
20. Oof. Derek. Oof.
All right, you got a 19, and then unfortunately for the guards, they do have to try to protect the city.
I just thought of something.
You mean they have to
every-
do their jobs?
Right?
What was that?
I technically have to do my job too because I'm technically a knight of the city.
Sure do, but all right.
This is my job.
The
What
rage-
I'm about to do.
The raging bull goes through the china shop and begins to flail itself, making sure that no porcelain is left on it. As this happens, you then see this metallic structure, gargantuan in size, just tower over you, about the size of half a building and a good portion of the rest of the building. Q, what do you do?
I know it looks like it's trying to destroy shit. So
It doesn't seem to have any malice, but it's simply acting on natural impulse from what you can tell.
and it's like where we're at is where we're at, correct?
Yes, unless you decided to move. I'll say you can move without wasting some of your movement 15 feet in any direction.
I would have moved closer. I would have been heading towards the noise.
Okay.
So I would have been right as it came through the building.
You rush towards the bowl. What do you do?
I do. Let's see. Let me make sure. Yeah, I'm going to draw my mason shield and cast hex on the bull,
All right, the bowl is now hexed.
and he has. Let's see. Disadvantage on strength checks. Any
Interesting.
strength checks. And then I'm going to, now that I've cast Hex, let me mark that spell slot. Then I'm going to, use my, mace to attack.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hit.
You do not hit. You do cast Hex on it, though. As you make sure to try to swing straight towards the bowl, you swing, and unfortunately, the gargantuan size is not something you're used to fighting. So it towers over you, you swing, and it rears back, easily moving away from your attack. Anything else?
Okay, no, that's it.
All right.
I was hoping I was gonna hit, but I didn't.
Zold.
Sorry, I was muted. I'm gonna get in front of it. Then, because of a helpful star, I will cast Enlarge on myself.
All right. Zold begins to somehow increase in size. Ray, you just look towards him and shout out Gundam. Anything else?
It's my action. For my bonus action, I'm okay to just take a shot, like a quick shot with the death gun.
Mm.
Not like I'm not going to use like the all like empty the chamber thing. I
Yes.
can just use it as a bonus action, right?
Correct.
Okay.
Nice.
Right.
I don't have any extra dice on this, so unfortunately. Oh wait, no, I do have dice on this from enlarge.
You sure do.
It's D4, which becomes 2D4.
You manage to shoot straight at the bull. It pierces through its metallic shell, ringing inside. The inside seems to be more or less hollow, so it is a strange contraption altogether. It rings through as you enhance your own size. Looking around, though, you can tell that it is still acting on impulse. Anything else you want to do?
Nope. Next turn's going to be fun, though.
Yeah. It looks towards you, looks around, begins to flail its own legs. Inside, you do hear someone's voice. So the person that actually runs that shop probably isn't dead, but then again, it might be soon enough. However, it then does charge directly. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it would act on impulse, and this thing attacked it, so it would go straight towards you. Rushing straight towards Morthos, Zen, and Zold. All of you go ahead and roll dexterity saving throws. Zold, if you pass, you do then have to roll athletics versus your athletics or acrobatics. Nice. Zold passes, Morthos does not. And 1 for Zen. With her modifier, she does not pass either. Nice. And now its turn, and I will show you this one because it only seems fair.
If it's rolling athletics, then its strength is hexed currently.
Sure
And it rolls at
is.
disadvantage.
That's a 12.
Nice.
It rushes straight towards you and then begins to trample anything around itself. So it hits Morthos, it hits Zen for 2d10 points of bludgeoning damage. Reduced if you have anything to reduce it.
You also have. Oh no, those are strength checks and saving throws. Never mind.
But as it rushes towards Zold, Zold manages to grab both horns and rears it down, causing it to stop momentarily. So it does not completely rush through. The guards taking this advantage begin to go directly towards it. They don't approach it to the point as, well, they could touch the thing, but they get close enough that they can actually swing spears at the thing. And I quite literally mean swing spears. Let's see, each guard has a +2 to attack. Yes.
I needed to save from it. DC 16. I'm going to use Hellish Rebuke.
Okay, dex save?
Yep.
Okay, its dex is a +4. 19.
Yeah. But it still takes half, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad. 9 points of damage and half of 15, rounded up, 8 points of fire. Alright, you managed to cast Hellish Rebuke on the thing made out of steel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 2 hit. Oh wait, 1 hits. You see spear after spear aiming towards the bull, but only one of them clacks onto the metal armor. Rayshana / human female with blonde hair.
Well, we now know that this thing has an AC of at least 20 or higher.
I'm gonna move back
Mhm.
in 1 sec. I'll cast Spiritual Weapon next to it and attack it.
Alright. You manage to cast spiritual weapon around it, surrounding it, making sure that it's capable of dying. Because it is. It does hit.
Oh fuck. I also have advantage on strength checks as well, so fuck yeah.
Alright. Aiming straight through it with your spiritual weapon, it does clash and hamper into its side. Not enough to kill it, but it is hurt now, which is great, but not that hurt. You do manage to pierce its flesh, so to speak.
And then I'll shoot a firebolt at it.
Alright. That does not hit, I'm afraid.
Didn't think so.
Mm-hmm.
And that'll be it for me.
Okay. You see Zold currently showboating, so while you cast Firebolt towards the creature, he's just doing what some hunters do when they pose with the creature that they hunted, causing it to miss. Morthos.
Alright, I'm going to kind of look underneath of it to get my spell right where I want it. So I'm going to cast Shatter at 5th level. And it's a 10-foot radius, so I'm trying to get it where it doesn't hit anyone else. Which, with how big this is, I have a feeling I can do that.
You can set a blaze or shatter the shattered china shop behind it and not hurt anyone else.
Yeah, I'm going to have to do that. So it has disadvantage on this saving throw because it's made of metal.
Sure is.
So DC 16, I believe it's a con.
Let's see. Its con is good, but it's disadvantage.
Yeah.
15.
It fails.
Nice.
So now I get the wrong one. Good. Casted it 5th. So 31 points of damage.
You manage to shatter and sunder the building behind it and half of it's behind. It is still alive, it's still active, but it does seem to be worn and torn. This thing is not alive, but it does seem to be, well, more or less poorly made. It's still a dangerous threat, though. That's not an issue. But some of its plating has crumbled apart and broken off.
I believe that's all I have for right now.
All right, Q.
Give me 1 second. I'm trying to make sure it'll ask me to if I want to cast it at a higher level. Alright. Well, yeah. It does, but it...
11
Doesn't.
does not hit.
No, I was checking to see if it would ask, and it doesn't.
Oh, that's weird. I mean, I guess you can do it manually.
Well, see, that's what I don't... With this character, I don't know how to do that manually.
Well, you just have to make a macro for yourself, or do like 2d8 plus modifier. I think it's r/roll. No, what was it again? Nah, honestly, I don't remember the macros. I just used the dice.
See, it says that it has higher level casting damage, but it doesn't ask to cast it at a higher level.
What spell?
Inflict wounds. I was trying to cast it at 5th level, but when I click it, it just, like you saw, it posted it.
Weird.
Well, you
I
can.
wouldn't- there it is.
Okay.
Alright, well, it doesn't work anyways.
You go to try to stop the thing, but much like when Zold screwed up Ray's attack, he then showboats the other way, causing Q to miss. Anything else, Q?
I don't like that these things are my fault.
I mean, to be fair, you're also doing the Godzilla Raging Bull head-on attack.
I mean, it was that or let the fucking other buildings get trampled.
That is fair.
Right. No.
I just need to make it someone's fault, and unfortunately, you're the only big thing. Okay. Zold, unless... Okay, you
Yeah,
just
it's
showed up the...
working now.
Yeah. Okay, unfortunately, 11 does miss.
Yeah, it's when I attack, it's whether or not when I hit do the damage part, then it asks me to do that. I'll be right back.
Okay. Zold.
Alright. I'm gonna try... Would you say that I have this thing grappled already from the thing, or would I need to re-grapple it to get
You
it
would need to
proper
re-grapple
grappled?
it. I was just doing thematical cool stuff.
Yeah, no worries, I get that for sure. So I will go ahead and attempt to grapple it with advantage. Well, it has disadvantage from Q's Hex.
Sure does. So you would use his athletics. That is not even a question. That is a plus 10. That is bad rolling on my part.
And now that I've actually for real got the bull by the horns, I'm going to take it to the ground and prone it.
Yeah, easily done. I'm not even going to make you roll. You got a natural 1. So, while you were showboating, you flipped the bull on its back.
And I'll take another shot at its now exposed stomach area with the death gun. Advantage because prone.
Advantage goes prone. All right.
D4 from being big.
Being big. You managed to rear life by the horns, but in this case, a giant bull. Flipping over as it falls down to the ground, you take out your gun, shoot, and it hits it, causing it to bounce onto the ground. Which looks quite incredible if now you realize that maybe the guards do have a point and you are a very big threat to the city. But it's neither here or there, because you're technically also saving it.
I'm a goddamn hero.
Well, we'll soon find out. Anything else?
No, that's my turn.
All right. You see as the bull then begins to rear itself back on its self, turns around using up half of its movement. However, it can still attack and it's currently pissed off.
It actually has no movement to get up because it's grappled.
Oh,
so it
that's
gets to stay
true.
down.
Then it's going to try to kick you off of it, I suppose. Which would be another grapple check.
Yeah,
It's
and he still
athletics
has disadvantage.
versus your other.
Natural 1. 27.
Nah, it's staying there for a while. Guards begin to attack. They have advantage if they weren't cowards. +2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Natural 20 on one of them.
One of them hits, so they deal 2d8 points of damage +2.
I choose to believe that it's the same guard that's hit both times, and he's clearly like overqualified for his position.
You see this guard, the one that hit before, shoots and sinks the spear into its flesh. She steel part.
Do I know this guard's name?
Like
I was messing around.
Yeah, I know. Like Marcus, this man just has Thomas written on his lapel. Right.
Got it. You mean Magnus, not Marcus?
Yes.
Marcus is a different character.
Oh, I'll have my spiritual weapon attack it again.
All right. You should have control of the blade, by the way.
I feel like calling that a blade is
No, sorry. I think I put it in the wrong layer. Yes, I did. You should have control of this blade, by the way.
$27 does.
Fair
definitely
enough.
hit.
That does hit. You would get No, I think spiritual weapons don't get advantage. You still hit, though. Manages to pierce through its flesh. You do see that more of its iron hide begins to break apart. Like Morthos, this thing is not the best built, but it is a dangerous threat. You're not sure if it's bloodied, but yeah, more or less. None of you are engineers. I mean, one of your team was, but they're not in this current group. Anything else, right?
Yeah, I'll try another firebolt.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah.
Big fireball. Duh. As it's currently on its back, you just shoot fire straight towards its abdomen. It pierces through, and a good large portion of its shell breaks off underneath it. You can tell that there's strange mechanical gyros in it, similar to how steel is made, but a lot bigger in scope. More or less, if this was a RPG, you can tell that there's a big, large chunk of crystal inside of it that's currently glowing. Morthos.
It's got a big crystal in it. Try taking it out or breaking it or something.
Can I see inside of it?
All of you can, unless you have a passive of 9.
I have a 14. I'm going to try and cast a shatter spell inside of it on the crystal.
That is interesting and not at all what I thought you would do.
Fuck you.
No. I actually never thought of that idea. Like, I was actually complimenting you and not harassing
Oh,
you.
I thought you were just being
It
an ass.
sounded very sarcastic.
I have 2
Yes.
tones. Okay, it's a
So,
con save, right? Disadvantage?
yes.
Okay.
DC 16.
Fails. Okay, I don't see it not getting some type of penalty because you're literally doing inside of its shell. So add an additional 2 dice.
Okay, so it's tested at 6th level then. I did better on the last one.
That's true.
29.
Breaking a large portion of its shell, you do see it bulk up. However, you can tell that the crystal currently is now flickering. It is likely close to being shattered completely, but it's not quite there. But another marginal hit would likely take it out.
Oh.
You can grab a piece of porcelain that's on the ground and chuck it at it if you want.
Can I just grab a piece of the metal that's fallen off and chuck it? Because that's a lot harder.
Sure, I'll consider that some type of dart attack. Are you proficient with darts?
I don't know. Probably not.
Then it's just your dexterity.
You're a warlock?
Yeah.
Is he able to do that?
I don't think warlocks are, so Morthos, go ahead and roll d20 plus your dex.
Well, looks like they're proficient in all simple weapons.
Oh, plus proficiency, I suppose.
So that's a +7. +23.
Yeah, that does hit. Go ahead and roll 1d6.
6.
So, as you shatter in its shell, you grab a piece of metal and just fling it as hard as you can inside of it. It cracks into the strange geode, and then the rest of the gem begins to crack and falls apart into 3 halves, hitting the ground. After that, you don't hear the sound anymore. That it is currently broken.
Wow.
As that's going on, however, the guards then look towards you, as they have been before, not towards you, Q, but towards your team. But before any of that happens, Thomas then goes towards you and then begins to shake your hands. Thank you. Really glad you're here. Honestly, most of us were doing a pretty bad job.
You were doing pretty good.
He does smile at that, but he then states, right, I suppose the captain might want to speak with you to inquire some type of award. If you decide to go to the barracks, you're more than welcome. Just tell them that he's a foot soldier, so what would be his moniker? He wouldn't have one, I suppose. That first soldier, Thomas, sent you. That probably won't mean anything. I honestly just got hired 2 days ago.
For the record, if you want to use army terms, it's private.
I was trying to think of it, but I could not remember. Yes,
I
he
put
would
my
be considered private.
hand on Thomas's shoulder before he walks away. If you ever feel
Robot.
can you hear me?
Yes.
No, I see this going red green. would be-
Oh, looks like he's phasing in and out of existence.
Can you hear me now?
Yes?
No?
Not anymore.
I don't
Okay.
know.
I put my hand on his shoulder and say if he ever feels like he would like to move up at a different pace, visit the bishop.
Okay. He would then state, maybe somewhere down the line, but I just got hired 2 days ago. For some reason, they really needed guards. But I can't really do much, but I can talk with my men to make sure that they're distracted for like 10 minutes if you want to pick through the rubble. But I'm pretty sure that the scientists will come for their broken toy.
Oh yeah, we're gonna pick and clean, so keep them distracted.
You see that Thomas is currently distracting the guards. So you have like 10 in-game minutes, but really a while.
Thinking.
Using my bigness, I'm going to peel open the stomach cavity like a tin can.
Okay. You do so without too much of an issue. Ray, yes, he already has men. He is currently the acting captain of the guard on this street, which tells you something. That he already told
They
you
have
2
low
minutes ago.
standards?
Well, he told you, but also yes, that they needed men, a lot of men, for some reason.
It's like leaving a horse to watch a dog, leaving a private first class to supervise a bunch of privates.
Correct.
And
Big
then I
part of
shrink
the-
because enlarge only lasts a minute.
Okay. And you're a human once more.
I'm just gonna drop the disguise. They seem racist, and it's whatever.
Thomas looks at you and then says nothing. You guys just saved his life, so he really doesn't care.
And yeah, check through the rubble.
Yeah, you do see though that the other guards are heavily looking at you suspiciously, but they don't do
I
anything
mean,
currently.
humans are the okay race in this town.
Yeah,
so-
but that's why they're not doing anything. But he disguised himself, which was the problem.
How big are the crystals?
As you enter inside, Zold, you do see that the crystals are roughly basketball sized. All 3 segments are that size, so it's big.
Well, I think I heard a voice inside it. So is anybody in there?
No, you heard a voice inside the china shop.
Oh, okay. I thought that was misconstrued then.
I'll
I'm gonna pick it clean of any valuable material.
the whole thing.
Shop?
No, the Minotaur. Are they bull thing?
You
I'm
can
gonna
tell.
cast detect magic on one of the crystals.
You detect magic, and there's a large portion of elemental magic residue left inside of it. You can't exactly tell what type of magic, but you can tell that it's similar to how Rusty, or rather Steel, is currently working. But in a larger size, if not flimsier. So bigger scale, poorly made.
Go up next to Zold. So should we just take the crystals?
And give them to Rusty so he can make super steel.
I mean, he'd be making something else completely. The gemstones are fractured, so this is the residue that's left over. It's currently seeping out. But maybe make something out of it.
Yeah, I might as well take it for find something to do with it later.
Okay, Q, other than the crystals, you do find metal that would be expensive to find. Some iron, some copper, some gold filigree wiring, and some silver inlaying design patterns.
I'm gonna break off the horns.
Okay, those are made of iron, so you have... Did you break them both?
Yeah, I'm taking both of them.
You have 2 spear-sized horns. As that happens, I'm just going to say one of you does. No, I'm going to specifically say one of the NPCs does. While this was happening, Zen was actually doing something. Cerulean was... I honestly forgot what Cerulean was going to do. But Zen, you notice she's currently attending to the china shop owner and making
I'm
sure
gonna
he's
go
not
then.
dead.
I'm gonna go help her.
Okay. Currently, she's just bandaging him up. He just then states, "It's the craziest thing. First the bowl, and then for some reason, everything else that the thing didn't break just shattered out of nowhere. I'm sure it was fine. I mean,
Aftershock effect, probably.
yeah, it was stamping around, and then it for some reason flipped on its back. Yeah, I'm not saying someone else did it. I'm just saying it's weird." Man, it's a good thing I have this place insured, or else I'd be in serious trouble. Then Zen looks towards him and goes, how so? Well, let's just say a lot of businesses here are under someone's thumb. If you don't pay protection, you, looks at the store, wind up with this type of store anyways. Oh, is that your insurance company? Yes. Q, you can easily tell he's lying.
Oh yeah, because I have I think it's a 24 passive insight, or I think it's either insight or yeah. Which one is it that also goes off of wisdom? Because I have the passive insight and passive perception both go off the same thing. So yeah. I think that's 24.
I mean that, and he's also not a very good liar. But you
Right.
take anything from his shop? He would let you take anything from his shop, but everything's broken. So you're more than welcome.
We'll come back when you've repaired.
No, not a problem. Thank your kind miss for me. Looks towards Zen. I mean, she can, but I'm right here. Oh, right. Sorry, I don't know the custom of tieflings. Oh, right.
I have to go. Well, if you need anything, just let me know. I know this city has terrible posture with non-human or human likes. Just know that here you're more than welcome. Looks at the ground. As soon as I clean up.
Don't mind her.
Thanks.
She's. It's okay. I pat him on the shoulder and say, I feel your pain.
You-
Hopefully you can get repair and send word to. I'll give him a note to send a letter to the organization in the other town.
Mhm.
A message to let me know when he's fixed his shop, and I'll come back.
He nods. As you turn away from him, you can tell when you patted him, it stained the bandages red. This guy is a normal person. The shatter basically killed him. Zen brought him back up, and he's still not doing that great.
Right. All right, we done picking clean. Should we leave now
Probably for the best.
before others come to my house? Then let's go.
Did we want to go to the guardhouse to possibly
No.
get a reward for dealing
No.
with this?
No, let's go.
If they seek us out, then we can remind them.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
You all head out towards one of your homes, bolting out of the way. Because maybe you don't want to get mixed up with all of this. Those with passives 15 can hear 3 voices. 2 in particular, they're stating, well, this one's a dud. What do you think? Should we... Yeah, I'm afraid we do have to start sending in the menders to make sure that the city doesn't complain. You there, Chinaman. That's not my name. I don't care. No offense, but you seem that you've seen better days, so... Is anyone else but you hurt? Thankfully no. Well, looks like we can't collect cadavers today. Excuse me?
Oh, is this my place?
Other than the pixelation, yes it is.
Oh, hello there. This is an interesting looking place. This is neat.
I forgot to drag your tokens here. And copy. And paste. Oh, I should probably move to the map. I would say it is, but it's not. I'm not hiding this map mainly on the point that you know this place.
Right.
Oops.
I grew up here.
So, as you enter into the area, you do see that guards are here as well. This is also new. They do bow, gesture towards you, indicating that they do know who you are, or have at least seen depictions of your existence.
I turn to the group before we proceed any further. I'd appreciate if you let me do the talking. He's eccentric, and I might have to answer to some things. Nobody try anything, please.
Look,
I will do my best to contain myself until a time that seems poignant.
I'll let you know if it comes to that.
Ray just nods and takes out a book.
okay. Cerulean and Zen also nod. They don't take out books, though.
Morthos is not paying attention and playing with Pete, per usual.
Okay. You kind of see Q just stand there for a second. Like, you can get the sense she's readying herself to be ridiculed, talked down to. and the like of a kid coming home to a very strict father sense and just accepting their fate, and then proceeds in.
All right. You proceed in, and you do. You are greeted by not portrayed. Simple handyman allowing you in, entering inside, taking your coat, jacket, and anything else you would like to give them.
No, I don't give them anything.
They gesture out, indicating that they're ready to receive anything you give, and then you give them nothing. So they simply dismiss themselves as a servant would.
Do I know this servant, or is he new? Are they new?
Some of them are new, some of them are not so new. Two particular are new, just keeping an eye on things. They seem to be more like, well, you've worked with enough surveillance agents that you now know that these people are surveillance agents. Not really servants, more as servants in disguise.
Gotcha. I'll nod to some of the ones I know, like, hi, it's like, give the gesture of, hi, how you doing? It's good to see you again.
They do the simple gestures towards you. The oldest servant that is in this house is currently not here, by the way.
Well, I walk into the main hall.
You enter into the main hall, and in the main hall you see 5 individuals currently already there. However, while you're looking at this, you do see that one seems to be a particular person that your father often talks to. He is part of the guard that is also part of your own repertoire. He does have the same standing as you do. However, he is not under anyone's thumb, but is likely someone that he speaks with from time to time to make sure that the guards, the knights, are doing their proper job, and perhaps keep tabs on you.
Mm-hmm.
Further to the
I
end
know.
corner, you do know that that's your father, currently working on tallied books, saying something and mumbling to himself, but ultimately he does this from time to time. That is not unusual. The unusual part is your older brother is over here studying magic and other books.
Don't have an older brother.
Not anymore.
No,
With
no,
a
I
scholar.
never.
Oh,
the-
right. He was technically younger
The
than
twin
you.
was younger than me.
Your mutually aged brother studying magic and whatever this guy is teaching him, which seems to be engineering. I don't know if most of this is going to go into. However, while you enter inside and the rest of the repertoire enters in, your father looks towards you and then states, closes his book, and then comes towards you. Ah, you're here. How have you been?
I'm fine. What's going on over there? And she kind of motions her head towards her brother that is supposedly dead. Supposed to be dead.
Studying. Something you were never fond of doing. I know it seems strange that your brother has decided to do this, but to each his own, which is why I allowed you to go gallivanting and spreading your wings in the nights. Is there something
I'm
you
going-
need?
To walk up face to face with him. And in a very unsettling visage, say quietly, "What have you done?"
Looks at you and then notices something. Well, you notice something before he notices something, you see a flicker in his eye, almost gleam, and then returns back to normal and then states towards you. Being that question lying in front of us, what have you done? It seems to me you have altered yourself. Didn't you always consider that troublesome? And yet you did so again.
I didn't want to be burdened with what you did to me.
Well, it's all for the best, I suppose. Thankfully enough, based on what they've told me, this is likely why I was able to bring your brother back. His soul, from what they've told me, was bonded towards yours, allowing you to make an echo of yourself. But seeing as you no longer have this gift, it was more than easy enough to bring him back without issue.
I wouldn't call it a gift when you have to sacrifice the love.
So I
sacrifice a loved
suppose
one.
I can thank you on this. He gives a short but mockery bow and then goes back on to his normal stance. So, I'm assuming you're here for money. I
No.
have some left over from your account if you require it.
You, the others just see Q kind of very tense, very upset.
That being said, you also don't see your mother or your two younger brothers.
Where is mother?
Countryside. She said she didn't want to be here right now, based on all these predicaments in town, making sure she kept our children safe.
So I take it she's forgiven you for what you did to me and my brother?
He's back. Forgive and forget is what I say. So I'll forgive you for deciding to go off, and I'll even forgive you for doing something to yourself.
I don't need your forgiveness.
No, but based on how you're acting, based on what the reports inside of the gate when you popped in, you do need the name. And now that I have your brother back, tread lightly.
Okay, rolling a d20. This next thing. Odds. I do nothing. Evens. I do what I'm thinking. Alright.
I really want it to be evens.
I did too, but.
Have it be evens then.
It's your character, up to you. Just don't let me influence it.
No, I'm trying. I have a question for you, Father.
That is...
Have you crossed that line? And you'll know what I'm talking about if you have. With your new friends.
That is a weird way of phrasing it, so I am going to roll insight for him. And I'm not going to show you.
Oh, I know that, Ray. That's why I'm giving him the chance to admit what he's done.
Fair enough. He observes you, looks at your motivation, and then simply states, there was a time, not too long ago, when I was debating on what I should do next. That time has passed.
in your decision?
My decision is mine. After all,
But
I
it-
allowed you to make your own decisions, had I not.
Yes, but your decisions also influence the family.
Why do you think your mother is away, making sure that if things go awry, we survive?
I'm gonna insight to see if I'm can ascertain if he has crossed the line of working with the insurgency or not.
Roll insight. Oh yeah, you can probably tell that he has made a definitive answer at this point in time. It wasn't that long ago though, maybe the time when he was able to bring your brother back. But he has made his choice.
To side with them?
The insight's not exactly a tell-all be-all, but you fairly assume that this is part of the bargain.
How much does he remember?
Up to the point when he was gone.
So he knows what you did to him.
He knows what it needed to be done.
Do you know now what has to be done?
I know now that I need to make sure he's caught up and not diminished in any way. I need to know that my family is safeguarded from anything that could be construed as a problem. And I know that you brought in guests and have yet to introduce them as one should. Perhaps you have been in the night far too long. You know, families still ask, even though they know your reputation, for your hand. Perhaps you can find happiness elsewhere. But that is your choice, I suppose.
You do know what these people you've made this bargain with do, correct?
I know enough, and they know enough. But you are not a part of this, as you have plainly stated.
Oh, I'm more a part of this than you think, Father.
Then I suggest you choose correctly, rather than simple emotion.
Well, I think I look over at Zen. I look away from my father and look up. And I'm talking to Mab at this point.
Yes.
My last question. What can you do to help me deal with this situation?
Well, darling, there's a few things you can do, a few things I can do. I can take over your body and allow the rage to pour through. You won't know a thing and you won't feel a thing until I am gone. And then there will be a bloody mess in front of you. Sure, you can deal with the emotions afterwards, but your hand would be clean more or less. Another thing I can do is speak with the church. Perhaps they can influence things as they often than not do. And perhaps use my power in order to seek vengeance upon the household. And in doing so, you would be entitled the head of your estate, but then you would lose anyone else that would have said title. Very unfortunate. Another thing you can do, or rather I can do to help you out, to mitigate this, is to deal with the thing that it lies inside.
Can I insight to understand what she meant at the end?
Sure.
You can tell that there's something inside your father. Other than that, you don't know what else. Based on her wording, much like yourself, but maybe not in the same fashion, he himself houses something. Not maybe inside, but he is tethered to something.
Do I understand what she meant by I would lose what I would lose?
If you go and
Do
speak
I-
to the church, you would have an immunity to anything that they would do against your family. They would kill off the head and then the next head, which would be your brother again. But then you yourself would then become the head. You would have to convince them, and with Mab's help, she could sway them to doing so. Which means ultimately you'd lose your father and your brother again.
I already lost my brother. This thing isn't my brother.
Perhaps. The first thing, however, when she could take over your body and kill anything that stands inside this house.
I got that.
You know.
Well, Zen, I turned to Zen. I had hoped to help you use this to help you, but looks like I gotta deal with this. I look over at my father. You made the wrong choice, Father. Allying with yourself with these people that you have was not the right decision. And your past actions, I don't see any reason for you to stay alive.
Oh, fuck.
Stating
I already
this.
lost.
Go ahead.
I already lost my brother. The people who helped you bring him back. It's not my brother, and he would understand. After I say that, I look up into the air and I say, Mab, option 2. I say Mab. I don't hide it.
All right. You feel cold sensation wrapped around you, a burning chill wrapped around all of you. Option 2 implies the church, which means that she now has to communicate with them. But as that stands, you feel an icy pillar form wrapping around this entire estate. It bisects into various degrees, trapping each and every one of you into a solid ice cage, not allowing anyone to move or interact against one another. However, things don't stop there. The cages continue to move and get closer and closer. Specifically, however, only on the people that Q would consider enemy potential threats, which would be let's call them family. That being said, whether the church gets here in time to mediate this and seek, let's say, fury upon the house, we'll have to find out next time as we end the session for today.